Mr. Rodriguez, in your opinion, what justifies seeking the death penalty?
It's a crime itself, you know. We have to take it on a case-by-case basis, and in the last, say, year or 2 or 3, I mean, there hasn't been a case that deals with the death penalty. There was maybe 4 or 5 cases in my court when I was a judge that they could have sought the death penalty, but that was the decision was made not to seek the death penalty. It just depends on the case itself, the crime. And I want to tell the voters of Hidalgo County that I'm not going to be afraid to seek the death penalty on cases that deserve it. There's cases out there that are egregious, and if there are cases that are going to hurt our community, and people don't get the message, and they think that they can commit a crime and the death penalty is not going to be sought because of cost or budget, because of monies, I want them to know that and think that. I want them to know that Ricardo Rodriguez will go and prosecute the case to the fullest of our ability, and to seek the death penalty when these cases need to be sought as to the crime itself. The DA's, Ricardo Rodriguez, will not hold back in seeking the death penalty on offenses because of monies, because of budget concerns. We want the public to know that we're going to take an aggressive approach as to the death penalty, as to the case-by-case basis.
Thank you. Mr. Guerra, same question.
Since my opponent has never been a prosecutor, a capital prosecutor, capital murder prosecutor, he doesn't understand the decision-making process in capital litigation. First, you have to look at how heinous the crime was. You have to look at the age of the individual. We are not going to seek the death penalty against 18-year-olds. We're not going to ask the death penalty for 20-year-olds or 21-year-olds. You have to look at the facts. Make sure that you have enough evidence to convince 12 people that you're going to find this person guilty of 1 or 2 punishments, life without parole, or the death penalty, the ultimate sentence. Of course, you have to look at the history of the individual. One of the requirements is that you have to prove through some sort of evidence, direct or indirect, that the person is future dangerous. He heard cases, and maybe he didn't understand when he was hearing those capital murder cases as a judge. But you have to prove that the person, through the acts alone, plus his prior criminal record, deserves the death penalty. I have a case right now that we're not seeking the death penalty. It has nothing to do with money. It's 2 young thugs that went looking for a young lady in the home, raped her, tried to kill her twice, they strangled her, and what have you. And then they set the house ablaze. I'm not asking for the death penalty on case, even though they deserve it. I cannot prove that they're future dangerous through the evidence that I have. The act alone is heinous. I would execute them. But the law does not allow me to be both prosecutor, judge, and executioner. My job is to represent the interests of the state. The interest of the state is not to execute young people, and that is a U.S. Supreme Court mandate. This is basic law that my opponent has no experience in enforcing.
Mr. Rodriguez, 30-second rebuttal.
It's not the experience about, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yes.
there we go.
It's not the experience of forcing a capital murder going forward with a death penalty that matters. It's on a case-by-case basis. We have to look at the case. We have to look at the facts. We have to look at the evidence. But surely we want to send a message out there that we can't have egregious offenses being committed following the capital murder where there's an opportunity to seek the death penalty. We have to send a message out there that we're not going to let individuals do what they want to victims.